Everybody, February 26th officers meeting. David, could we have a roll call, please?
Larry Stokowski,
Nope.
Joanne Robinson,
Present.
Bert Richland,
Present.
Dominic Garnaggio,
Nope.
Patricia Caputo,
Here.
David Boas is here. Fausto Fabro,
Here.
and have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, could we have a manager's report, please, Donald?
Yeah, and I have a manager's report, as most of you know, maybe you don't, Mr. John. The application for the drug rehab center has been withdrawn.
I saw that.
That doesn't mean it's gone forever.
Right.
The reason that they withdrew, if you read the Post this morning, is because if the commissioners had voted it down, they would be unable to bring it for another 2 years, so they withdrew. And if they want to bring a plan B to the commissioners, they can, but it has to go through the whole process again, which is 9 to 12 months. So whether it's gonna come again or not, we don't know, but for now, it's gone. Other than that, we have South Canal is just about ready to go out for RFP. Our engineers is creating a RFP and scope of work. He's already selected 3 vendors to send out to. He reported to me earlier this week. So I think we're gonna make some progress on that. We are getting some feedback from particularly the Windsor section about the fact that there's no fence there. Well, there hasn't been a fence there for the last 8 years. But now they can see that there's no fence because all the overgrowth is gone. Other than that, South Canal, we heard at the previous meeting. And that's kind of what we got going on right now. What you guys got anything for me?
I have a question, but it's like nothing.
Here's how it starts.
No,
Go for it.
no. You know how you put in your report about that crazy lady that keeps getting into the village? Is there a recourse from the police or no? They just arrest her and then
They
they.
just keep arresting her and the state attorney. Either the client that she pleads guilty and they just let it go, time served, or they decline to prosecute and they prosecute. But she's been a problem for us for many years.
I was just wondering.
If you read the letter I sent to our new state attorney, she has assigned an upper level prosecutor to pay attention. So let's see what happens with that. We've done this before when we had a drug dealer in here, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
What?
One of my neighbors, the one who did the Trump here.
Yeah, so they actually listened to us. They made stay out of Century Village part of his probation. And he did come back and we did catch him. We got him locked up again and he's still in jail. So hopefully we can get the same kind of
I was just curious, yeah.
yeah, and the reason I put it in is because I want people to understand that we're not just letting them, and
Yeah,
also
that's important.
don't be shy. You wanna send an email to the state attorney, go right ahead. So we can heard of this nonsense. Another thing that happened this week, now that you're talking about my report, is you notice I put whoever's on the special magistrate's docket. This week, I got one today, one yesterday, I had 2 of those people here saying, why did you put my name on, publicly? I said, well, that's a public record, it already was out.
Yeah.
Well, can you make it go away? I said, no, it's sitting.
It'll go away if you fix it.
But the good news is, in both cases, and in 2 other cases on that, they actually actioned whatever it was and got it removed from the docket. So I think putting that stuff up does more good than harm. Nobody likes seeing their name in a report, especially here, because you go to the pool, you go to, but I'm gonna keep doing it unless you guys tell me otherwise.
No, keep doing it. Wonderful. Could you give us an explanation on the gentleman that hit the Porsche, that hit the fence, what transpired with that? Because I think.
Mr. Lee,
Yes.
he owes us one more check, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Lee, last year, crashed into a railing right outside the Okeechobee exit lane. did a good amount of damage. His insurance only covered what, 6K out of
6,000.
I don't know, 15,000.
How much was it?
Yeah.
It was almost $16,000.
So anyway, he just said, first he said, well, tough luck. You know, you get what your insurance gives me and that's it. I said, okay, well, then you can't have a barcode, your mother can't have a barcode. Neither of you can have guest calling privileges, and he has been coming with, he's on a payment plan. So,
Okay.
I think he owes us one more check, and we're gonna be even Steven with him. Yeah, what else you wanna hear about?
Well, I know, but I think everybody should know that we just don't sit back.
No,
Okay,
if somebody owes us money, we have them between.
The Okeechobee fence.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna eat that one. Last week, apparently a car, for all I know, it was a Sherman tank, because nobody saw it. Ran up against the Okeechobee fence, did some serious damage, 12K worth. And we don't know who did it. It's not like they wound up in our backyard, they just drove away. So that happens from time to time, but budget gate and fence fixed.
Just Jerry's on the phone.
Hi, Jerry. I don't think insurance is gonna advise, they haven't advised us, they told us it's really not worth making a claim.
Okay.
But 12K, no joke, you know? Yes,
So I understand there were at least a dozen cameras taken off Happy Hill fence.
that's correct.
Okay. Without acknowledging, you will tell them whether, is it possible to put maybe a camera on the building to catch the people who take the cameras from the fence?
Already been done.
Okay, thank you.
So, in order to detect intrusions along this Harry Hill Road and in other places as well, we have these cheap, what are called stealth cameras. They're strapped to a pole or a tree, like the tree limb, and if somebody crosses the beam, it snaps a picture. Those are checked once a week or once every other week by security. They pull the SD cards. These things are very good at detecting intruders, but terrible at identifying intruders, because if you don't recognize them, and they're pretty blurry. We've been purchasing some better cameras
But
that.
we're not going to announce it to everyone, are we? Because it made them easy to pick off the fence, you know, so if you're putting in a tree, I think maybe this should just be kept
Well,
between us here rather than announce it, because that
remember
just.
you have a membership that says, I see these clowns jumping over the fences, what are you doing about it? And to be able to show the picture of them, we know about it.
Oh, no, but you don't have to tell them where it is, you know what I'm saying, because obviously these people knew it was along the fence, and that's a lot of cameras.
And Dave Israel would describe that as means and methods.
Mhm.
We tell them what we do, but we don't tell them exactly. what we do.
Exactly,
But any idiot can figure it out.
well, there are a lot of idiots that don't,
And
I don't know if they
this,
know.
and by the way, those are essentially sacrificial. I deliberately buy the cheapest ones, Amazon.
Good.
Because I know some of them are gonna get smashed and thrown away.
That's where the drug addicts come up with that fence, they don't seem to like that fence and do a lot of business.
In
with
many
it.
cases, when we do catch a hopper,
Mhm.
they're actually legitimate guests. They're on guest list. They just don't have a car. And it's another mile to walk all the way from Norwich O to the gates and over and back where they have to go, so they'll hop the fence. You know, these are wiry people, they're not us.
My neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. So we,
I'm in sympathy with it.
Told you where I live.
security does a very good job of keeping track of the, I call them the usual suspects.
I know.
So we're very fortunate in that regard,
Okay,
all right?
thank
Well,
you,
score on the table, Pete Dollar.
thank you. I was not being accomplished.
I like this, they're confident. What are you thinking about? You was thinking about something?
Who, me?
Yeah. I can just tell you.
You have that look on. Do I have
That's good. What you got?
Don't we have to bring a couple of projects for officers' approval?
There was only one,
Right,
and you've already signed off on it.
okay, but didn't we have to bring it to the officers?
Caters.
Yes, you have
Oh, yeah.
to bring it to the office.
You still have to bring it to the office?
Alright, well, everybody in this room saw
We just
the,
can't do our own bylaw, we gotta take the steps.
okay, the contract's been signed.
Mhm.
This is for paving, work that's doing.
Sunshine, right?
Sunshine Unlimited. And would you like me to bring the proposal here for everybody to look at, or you
You know,
just wanna have-
just give us the numbers and, you know,
What was it, 14? How much was
$14,172.
it? $14,172.
Sunshine Service.
I make a motion
And I'll second it,
to accept the proposal from Sunshine Pavers.
we'll do it again, and I'll second that motion.
okay. So, David, would you like to do a roll call vote, please?
I will do that. Motion by Joanne Robinson, second by Patricia Caputo, accept the quote to Sunshine Services. Paving project. Approximately $14,172. Jerry Sutowski,
Yes.
Joanne Robinson.
Yes.
Stuart Richland,
Yes.
Don McCronaughey. Patricia Caputo.
Yes,
David Boas, yes. Elsa Fabro.
Yes,
Motion carries.
As we speak,
okay,
we're already working on the next list, it's not like this, let me get them all.
we'll go, David, do you have anything to bring to the officers?
I think we should look into. It seems to be more prevalent, maybe it's just me.
well,
I know that there's no smoking inside this building, but I think we should also extend it to the parking lot area here at this building as well. I don't think
Yes.
if you see people sitting out on the bench there, smoking, when they can't get in here, and, you know, it's just not a healthy environment.
And there is ordinance on that.
40 feet from an entrance or
Well,
egress.
we could make it the entire Yugo property here at this building.
Yeah, we don't have to go by the ordinance, we can make all, just like all of Clubhouse Island is a no smoking island.
that's fine.
It's okay, I'm just saying,
I'll
federal law says 40 feet.
Wanna
We
vote
can,
on
we
it?
can impose on anything that we
We
like.
can do it, it's
Fact.
It's funny you should bring that
Doesn't
up,
need a
David,
vote.
because this, just yesterday, Mrs. Shapiro came in. You know Mr. Shapiro.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
She's
She
small.
said, well, I used the park, I used the bus stop outside Wilmington on South Drive. And I can't sit on the bench because there's a lady there and she smokes, and when I told her to stop smoking, she told me to go to hell. Show me a picture of the lady, and I didn't know who she was. And I don't really have an answer to that, I'm like, we have no rules against smoking outdoors or smoking at, I said, so I told her to bring it to the transportation committee, if you guys, my problem is, I
I can't, I was just going to tell you, I don't have the authority to enforce such a rule, that's outside.
No,
If it was on the bus at the.
your committee has the authority to make that rule, but the
Of
capability of
enforcing
enforcing it.
it, it's
Don,
out of my hands.
could you order a small sign that we could attach to the front of the building, no smoking in this area?
Yeah.
So there's no smoking on the benches.
I already got it down, smoking signs.
Is there any objection to us putting a sign up?
I really think it should be the entire parking lot in the back as well, too.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sorry, you know.
well, not for nothing, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying who's gonna monitor if somebody's smoking in the back of the building?
I
Well, one of
completely
your
agree.
volunteers smokes a lot.
I'm just saying the front door is something that we can monitor.
No firearms, but
And people coming with,
on
yeah,
the way in.
I'm just saying, I could understand the front, you have people that are waiting for the bus, people waiting to come in. There shouldn't be anybody smoking at the bench in the front. It's just my opinion.
Donald said it was right, you know, just like no one's supposed to use their cell phones in here, but everybody does, so that's how it is. You know, that's my suggestion is that it just, it goes away and then all of a sudden it starts to cluster again, you know.
Alright, so if you wanted to make 2102 property, no smoking. I would put a sign at the only exit and entrance to Century Village to 2102, right at the gates.
Right,
That's what you want, that's what I'll do.
right.
They either listen or they don't. We're not gonna be the cigarette police.
Okay.
As it is this week, I was a dead cat in a unit owner's freezers police.
For what reason?
I think we should start somewhere. My
It's
opinion.
disgusting.
What do you wanna do? Wanna put it on in the front of the building or the front of the property? Your choice. The sign is the same.
Both.
Somebody make a motion.
I make a motion that we put it in two places. The front of the building and at the gate.
On the both, so that
No
would make
smoking.
all of 2102
I
on no
understand that,
smoking.
I
I think we should
understand.
also put one on the back of the building.
Pardon me?
Alright.
The back entrance.
You can't, if you put it in the back, then you can put it on the side, then you have to
Put it under the no firearm there.
Tony will not be smoking in the back, so we don't have to worry about it.
But Joan does.
But who?
There is someone that's.
But Tony was sat right out there for,
I got rid of the ashtrays years ago, they disgusting.
But she's not. So. Are we going to put two signs or not?
you made a motion, is there anybody gonna second that?
I'll second it.
Okay, there you go.
Alright, discussion. You wanna make the entire property no smoking? Or
Yes.
just the building in the front of the building, or the
No.
front and back?
The entire, I'm asthmatic.
I think
But
I think the easiest way is to just make the whole property no smoking,
Could you,
just
could,
like Eva did.
I'm just.
could you just change that instead of having, make all of 2102 a non-smoking area? Just change your, cause you said you wanted a sign for the building.
Okay. So the motion is to make 21 West Drive non-smoking area.
That includes the entire property, not just the building.
Right, Yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
including the entire property. So
This
it's not
way,
just 2102.
everybody knows what you're voting on.
How about any of our guests, do they have any comments on that?
Absolutely, it's easier to say no to everything than it is to take a little piece back at a time.
That's
So if
correct.
it bothers somebody, they can say no smoking and they can refer to both
It
sides.
works for Eva.
Amen.
That's it.
Anybody else, any other guest comments? Thank you.
Well, if there's no other comments, we'll call the question. And David, would you do a roll call vote, please?
Can do it. Motion by Patricia,
Second by Stewart. Only drinking, no.
In brown bags.
It should also say no vaping.
there we go.
Oh, very
You should
good.
add no vaping to that
That's true.
also.
Vaping is poisonous chemicals.
Well, I think
No
they-
opium pipes.
No, look, no drugs. But I think you should
I
include
really don't
vaping.
think you have to put vaping, because that is considered smoking.
Okay,
That's already been said.
Oh,
No
okay.
smoking covers vaping. You don't have to do.
all right, so
Okay.
Okay, let's do this.
Did you hear that, Jerry? Okay, good.
so the motion is,
Motion to prohibit smoking on the property of 2102 Century Drive. West Drive.
what's.
West Drive.
Mhm.
I told it the other day, there's people sitting on the bench, I don't know if they live here or not, it doesn't matter, and they're both firing up a cigarette, and people are walking around them, it's just not right.
Okay.
Okay,
Second,
David votes yes.
you didn't say seconded by,
There was,
Good.
still, yeah, still a second.
I seconded.
you didn't, you said made by Patricia Capito, then you went into leadership time.
I think I said Richard Stewart.
You
But
wrote
regardless,
that, only just,
Patricia Caputo,
yes.
Dominic Bernaggia, Stuart Richland,
Yes.
Dwayne Robinson,
Abstain.
Jerry Sutowski,
You went back.
Oscar Favreau.
No,
Motion carries 4-1-1.
You're a smoker?
What are the signs?
playing the devil's advocate here.
No, I am a smoker, I just don't smoke at the moment.
That's one
Oh,
way.
yeah, no,
I could say that.
I'd love to sit next to somebody who smokes.
I could say that.
I do, I love to smell smoke. And someday I might even, if it wasn't so hazardous to my health, I would smoke. It's the only reason I don't smoke.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Anything else, on the agenda, good to go?
I think we're good to go.
Okay.
General discussion, anything anybody wants to talk about?
Just remind everybody that we have the executive board on Friday. And the following Friday's elections.
Wow.
Field drop.
Okay, we have the pill drop and then there's a presentation by the building department,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big day.
okay, and
Board updates have to be in-house by noon on next
Next
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
April 4th, which will be our next delegate assembly, there will be a shredding event at the clubhouse. So that's been booked, there's a flyer out there, so when you see the flyer, print it and put it up on your bulletin boards.
We'll include it with. the-
Yeah, we'll include it with the package, yes, but I'm just letting everybody know in here that what to look for.
Okay.
Anything else? We'll go around the room, Patricia, anything?
No, I'm not getting upgraded ones.
Stuart?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the police report to find out how many extra tickets they gave out
Me too.
because
Yeah.
they really have been very, very active.
Good.
And radar, they give speeding tickets.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm gonna remind him to have the police that when they come here to look at the, or track some of the trucks, like, Rooms to Go, there's one guy from Rooms to Go. He just zips around all over the place, so, maybe we can have them slow down.
Couches being a
Matter of what?
perishable product, you gotta get it
Yeah.
there fast.
Plus the fact that the trucks are cutting the corners very close
Recognize you.
and tearing up the
Could we,
roads,
could we maybe do a notice or something that they could hand out as a reminder? I mean, I know it's stupid, but
No, it's not stupid,
I
they
mean,
just.
just something, just show that, you know, we're trying to do something to slow people down.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
know
even
where
get
you're gonna-
fined, that's the only.
I don't know where you'll put it.
Well, we have-
I'm saying for the truck drivers. when
But
they
we
come
have
through.
signs at both entrances
Yeah, but
that the roadways are monitored by the sheriff's department. That should tell you I shouldn't be doing 60 miles an hour,
Yeah.
driving a
the
20-foot
trucks, I
truck.
know what you mean about the trucks.
I know, but the best
so-
way for them to listen is hit them in the pocket.
And I'm not gonna fix those ruts until season is over at
Yeah.
that point, you know?
Okay, anything else, Stuart?
I won't be in tomorrow, I have to take my wife to the doctor at 9, the eye doctor, so. I don't know, last time it was 3 hours that we were there, so,
Good luck.
that's,
We were just there yesterday.
I know she told me about, what you saw on the highway, right?
Jerry, do you have anything for the officers?
Yeah, some of the people from Andover, maybe Donald could answer this. No, they cleared a lot of stuff away, it's now wide open and people feel that people can just walk over and through that water and come into the village in that area, so. Just then, so you know, how do we respond to people who are concerned that even the Wellington buildings, that they see what the clearance there, and there's just nothing stopping from them to come by, come into that area.
Jerry, I'm catching those calls all day long. And the fact is, we have no one has any reports, including those unit owners, of anybody walking into that moat and climbing back up into Century Village. Just doesn't, it just didn't happen. And it's been there for years. So, but I mean, I just can't see putting up temporary fencing on that, that's a long stretch. And spending money for a threat that turns out doesn't really exist. So,
Okay.
what I'm telling people is, they're going to get a new fence as soon as the dredging is over. I'm already working on proposals. But it just, you know, it would be silly to put up fence now when the steam shovels haven't even got here yet,
Right.
you know?
Okay,
But yeah, we're all telling the same thing. You're going to have a new fence, we promise.
Right, you know, but when could I tell them that the dredging would be over?
I'm expecting it to be done by the end of the summer.
Yeah, we don't know for sure.
I mean, we have an RFP coming out imminently. Once that goes out, typically there's a 30-day response time, that's a month. And then It's a matter of picking a vendor and then getting it into the vendor's schedule. So I'm
They're around the same.
optimistically saying late summer.
6 months,
Okay,
usually 6 months.
okay.
In the meantime, it's yes, could anybody walk? Yes, but nobody is. It's just not happening.
Okay, Don, one more question, quick question.
Yeah,
What kind of fence are you planning, are you planning to put there?
regular, what we had before, regular chain link fence, 6 foot.
Okay. This way I can speak to people and I have the knowledge now to tell them the answers that different answers can be done.
And Jerry, to
Thank you
keep the
so much.
costs down, I'm asking the vendors to only make proposal for replacement of missing sections and repair of repairable sections. Because there's some sections that don't need to be touched,
Sure, yeah, I agree.
you know? But this is not a thing that happened, this happened a long time ago, FPL tore up all those fences. And previous versions of this committee didn't think it was necessary to spend the money, frankly. Because it's just not a thing to worry about, there's a moat with alligators in it, and mud. Yeah, it's Andover, and I'm hearing a lot from Windsor. And the other problem with Windsor is now that all that overgrowth is gone, there's one tent still there.
Right.
And they're trying to get this guy out, but he's handicapped, he's completely harmless, he can't even walk without a wheelchair, never mind crawl through our moat. But they're trying to do it humanely,
Okay, that's fine.
alright?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you done, Jerry?
That's fine, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Joanne, you have anything?
No,
Okay, I got all the officers, okay.
No, never mind, not gonna work.
Well,
Good night.
well, you raised your hand,
We're all
you got
here.
my attention.
Well, I'm gonna do the walk of shame, I got a ticket. For a rolling stop,
$166.
oh man. And the sheriff told me that there were no points, she told me that twice, well, she lied. But I will tell you, I went out to Royal Palm Beach to, first of all, they answered their phone in Royal Palm. They were wonderful. They were fabulous. She told me she could request that the points be dropped, and they usually drop the points, and they just were great as far as helping me with getting a ticket that I will never do a rolling stop
See?
ever again.
So it works.
Yeah,
That's the.
Works better than any, we could put up signs,
yeah,
look in there.
yep.
Nothing,
nothing
Yeah.
worse.
But anyway, if you ever have a ticket, Royal Palm out on Okeechobee, they were great. It's rather than
Well,
going to
Donald
West
Lynch is
Palm
less
and
than
all
awesome.
of that mess.
listen, I got a ticket for a rolling stop through a stop sign that I helped put up.
That hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
That hurts. Call poetic justice.
That's correct.
Anything else?
No, that's all. I just wanted, when he brought up the police report, I thought, oh, my name's gonna be there.
Do you have?
No, they just
anything-
give us
No, they don't.
stickers and they say something.
Okay.
Do you have anything to say?
Not at this time.
Not that anybody asked me, but you'll have a paper on
I-
the weekend.
I was getting to you,
Oh, sure you were.
I was.
It's a wonderful paper.
Okay. Can we hear from our editor of our newspaper?
You just did.
You are doing a fabulous job.
Friday morning, the delivery start.
Maybe I should start my article now since I'm.
Second bite at the apple and the officer, anybody else? No, that's it,
That's it.
all right,
Everything I have been
I'll
said.
entertain a motion to adjourn the officers meeting, made by Patricia Caputo, seconded by Stuart Richland, he moved his hand. All right, we're all done.